Okay, we have variation problems. So we have three types of variations. So we have here if z varies directly as x, then we write z equal to kx. Then if z varies inversely as y, then we can write z equal to k over y. And then if z varies jointly as x and y, then z is equal to k xy, where k is called the proportionality constant. Okay, so to illustrate, we have here the weight that can be safely supported by a beam with rectangular cross-section varies directly as the product of the width and the square of the depth of the cross-section, and inversely as the length of the beam. If a 2 inches by 4 inches beam that is 8 feet long can safely support a weight of 500 pounds, find the weight that is safely supported by a 2 inches by 8 inches beam that is 10 feet long. Okay? So, we will represent the weight by W, then the width of the beam by B, no? Then the depth as D, and the length as L. So, for this, we can write the formula or the equation. W, the weight, is equal to K BD squared over L. So, if we recall, no? If we read again, the weight W is proportional to the width B and the square of the depth and inversely to the length of the beam. Okay? So the first set of values here is given to solve for the value of K. So we have here na, if a 2 inches by 4 inches 8 feet long beam can support a 500-pound weight. So if we substitute that, I will write again the equation. Okay. So W is 500, B is 2, D is 4, and then the length is 8. So we can solve for the proportionality constant, and that is equal to 125. And then the next set of values is where you have the question or the requirement in the problem. So I will flash it again. So we have here, find the weight that is safely supported. So the weight is the requirement. And then we have here, the width of the beam is 2 inches, 8 inches yung depth, and then 10 feet long. Okay. So, using those values, ito na yung equation natin, because K is equal to 125. So, question, what is the weight if the width is 2 inches, the depth is 8 inches, and the length is 10 feet? Then by substitution, we can solve for the weight of the beam. That can be, or the weight of the beam that can, or the weight that the beam can safely carry. So that is 1,600 pounds. Okay. So next topic is about mixture problems. So what is our approach in solving mixture problems? Okay. So we have here the concentration. So mixture or solution, solution or mixture is composed of ingredients. And let us say if we have an example, if we have 10 liters of a 40% salt solution, so the 40% here is the concentration or the amount of salt in this solution. So for the 10 liters, 40% of that is salt. So we can say that the 10 liters of salt solution here is consists of 40% of 10, which is 4 liters of salt, and the 60% of the 10, equal to 6 liters, are other ingredients. So of course, siguro, salt solution is composed of salt and water. So 4 liters yung salt, 6 liters yung water. Okay. So what is the principle in solving mixture problem? So the principle is that if we have 2 or more solutions being mixed in order to obtain a resulting mixture, so our principle in forming the equation is this. So the summation of the amount of an ingredient in two or more solutions is equal to the amount of that ingredient in the resulting mixture. Na? So let us say we have here. Na? So salt solution 1 and salt solution 2 mixed in order to obtain a resulting mixture containing 40% salt. Na? So let us say this is X gallons of 30%. Then we add or mix Y gallons of 50%. Then, of course, the total volume here, the amount is X plus Y, na? Because we mix this. So the total amount here is X plus Y, and the concentration is 40%. So take note, these are salt amounts. And we can simply form the equation using the principle that is the salt here plus the salt here is equal to the amount of salt in the result. Na? So we have that 0.3 of X plus 0.5 of Y is equal to 0.4 of X plus Y. Okay? So to illustrate, we have here problem 1. A container is partially filled with 12 liters of whole milk containing 4% butterfat. How much milk containing 1% butterfat must be added to get a mixture that is 2% butterfat? Okay? So we have here 12 liters originally. Let us say here, na? 12 liters originally, which contains 4% butterfat. Then we will add X liters of milk containing 1% butterfat, so that the result will be or will contain 2% butterfat. So of course, we have 12 liters plus X liters, so that will be the amount in the resulting mixture. Okay? So forming the equation using the amount of the butterfat in the milk solution, so we have here 0.4 of 12 or 0.04, no? 4% plus 0.01 of X is equal to 0.02 of X plus 12. And from this, we can solve for X. And that is equal to 24 liters. Problem number 2, we have here. The owner of a candy store notices that 20 pounds of gourmet cashews are getting stale. They did not sell because of their high price of $12 per pound. The store owner decides to mix peanuts with the cashews to lower the price per pound. If peanuts sells for $3 per pound, how many pounds of peanuts must be mixed with the cashews to make a mixture that could be sold for $6 per pound? Okay? So we have here, let X equal to the number of pounds of peanut to be mixed with the cashews. Na? So, in solving problems involving mixture in which we are given the price of the commodity, na? The price serves as the concentration. So, ano ba yung i-mix natin dito? 20 pounds of cashews mixed with peanuts. Na? And we have here the price or the cost, or we will use this as the concentration. So, for X pounds of peanuts, so we have here 3 times X plus 20 pounds of cashews, 20 times 12. And the total amount here is X plus 20. And it can be sold for $6 per pound. So from this, we can solve for X that is equal to 40 pounds. Okay? Problem number 3, we have here. A radiator contains 8 quarts of a mixture of water and antifreeze. If 40% of the mixture is antifreeze, how much of the mixture should be drained and replaced by pure antifreeze so that the resultant mixture will contain 60% antifreeze? Okay? So originally, we have 8 quarts of the mixture, na? 8 quarts of the mixture containing 40% antifreeze, no? Water and antifreeze, in which the antifreeze is 40%. Okay. Then, what shall we do? We will drain off a certain amount of this and replace with pure antifreeze. So, yun ang hinahanap natin, no? How much amount of this should be drained off and replaced with antifreeze? So, let x equal to the amount drain off, and then that is also the amount to be, or the amount of antifreeze to be added. Okay, so subtract, so subtract because we drain off this amount. This contains also 40% because this comes from the original solution. Then we add up the same amount, 100% pure antifreeze, and the result is still the 8 quarts, but the concentration of antifreeze will increase to 60%. So to form the equation, we can use the amount of the antifreeze. So we have that here. 0.4 of 8 minus 0.4 of x plus 1x is equal to 0.6 of 8. Then we can solve for x. And that is equal to 8/3 quarts. Next topic, we have clock problems. So, what is the principle in solving clock problems? So we have here, for every x minute spaces traveled by the minute hand, correspondingly, the hour hand traveled x over 12 minute spaces. And if we have the second hand, it travels 60x minute spaces. Usually in problems involving clock, we consider only the hour hand and the minute hand. Okay. So let us say, to illustrate the principle, we have here the clock, and I set the clock at an initial time of 3 o'clock. So this is set at an initial time of 3 o'clock. And then I will let the hands move. So let us say this is now past 3 o'clock. So the minute hand has moved this number of minutes. And if I call that number of minutes as x, so the minute hand now has traveled x minutes, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and so on. So we have x minutes. So correspondingly, the hour hand moves also a distance of x over 12. Then, from the figure, form an equation. Then, there are common positions of the hands of the clock in problems. So one is when the hands are perpendicular to each other. So when the hands of the clock are perpendicular to each other, then in between them we have 15-minute spaces. Then one is when the hands extend in opposite directions to each other. So in between them there are 30-minute spaces. Then we have also the angle that the hands of the clock move in 1 minute. Okay, so I will consider here only the minute hand. So if the minute hand in the initial position has moved an angle theta to its final position, then the angle theta is equal to 6 degrees times the number of minutes moved. Why 6 degrees? Because for every 1 minute moved by the minute hand, that corresponds to an angle of 6 degrees. Why? What's the reason? Because one rotation of the hands of the clock is 60 minutes. And one rotation is equal to 360 degrees. So if you divide 360 degrees divided by 60 minutes, we have 6 degrees per minute. So that is why if the hands of the clock, minute hand, move by x minutes, or number of minutes, then the angle theta is equal to 6 degrees times the number of minutes. Okay? So to illustrate, we have here problem number 1. What time after 7 o'clock will the hands of the clock be opposite each other for the first time? Okay? So we are given an initial time of 7 o'clock. And the final position of the hands is that when the hands extend in opposite direction to each other. Okay. So, initial position of the hands of the clock, that is at 7 o'clock. Then, let the hands move so that they will extend in opposite direction to each other. Ito yan. Diba? Okay. So, we have now the number of minutes moved by the minute hand. So, this is now the x minutes. And correspondingly also, the hour hand moves by x over 12 minutes. So, from the figure, form an equation. Now, take note that in the final position, the hands of the clock extend in opposite direction to each other. So, in between them, we have 30 degrees or 30 minutes. Na? In between them, we have 30-minute spaces. So, I can form the equation that is x plus 30 is equal to 35 plus x over 12. Kuha niya? Again ha? So, itong x na to, number of minutes, plus the 30 minutes, so up to here na? Up to here. So, that is x plus 30. And this x plus 30, meaning the distance in terms of number of minutes from this point, rotated up to this point, so that is x plus 30. I will express it also in another way. And the other way here is 35 plus x over 12. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 plus x over 12. So, again, x plus 30 is equal to 35 plus x over 12. And from this, we can solve for x. And that is 5.454. So, the time is 5.45. Okay? Next problem. What time after 8 o'clock p.m. when the hands of the clock are together for the first time? So, ano naman yung initial time natin dito? 8 o'clock, no? Then, the final position of the hands is that the hands are together after 8 o'clock for the first time, no? Sige. So, again, ano yung gagawin natin? Set the hands of the clock at the initial time, that is 8 o'clock p.m. Then, let the hands move so that they are together. So, that is somewhere here, no? So, ito na yun. So, the minute hand has moved this number of minutes. So, ito yung x natin, ha? So, from this point up to this point here. So, that is x minutes. And correspondingly, the hour hand moves x over 12. So, from the figure, form an equation. So, paano ba yan? So, ito, ha? So, di ba, the value x minutes, the number of minutes from here up to here, no? So, that is x minutes. And that is equal to 40 plus x over 12. Again, kuha niya. So, starting here, rotate yung minute hand by x minutes. Nandito na yan. The minute hand also move x over 12. But from here up to here, we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 minutes. So, x is equal to 40 plus x over 12. And from that, we can solve for x. And that is 43.64. So, the time is 8:43.64. Kuha? Okay. Problem number 3. It is now past 9 o'clock. In 45 minutes, the minute hand will be behind by the hour hand as far as 1/2 as it is now behind it. What time is it now? Okay? So, what is our reference time? Yung initial time natin dito. 9 o'clock, no? And then, there is a time after 9 o'clock such that 15 minutes from that time, the hour hand or the minute hand will be behind by the hour hand as far as 1/2 as it is behind it. No? Then, what time is it now? Okay. So, ma-analyze ba natin? So, set muna natin yung initial time, no? So, the initial time is 9 o'clock. Ito, 9, no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock. Okay? So, past 9 o'clock, let us say somewhere here. So, ito yung time na hinahanap. So, ito yung time na hinahanap in which the minute hand is behind by the hour hand by this number of minutes. So, the minute hand is behind by the hour hand by this number of minutes. Kita niyo? But if the minute hand will now move by 15 minutes, ito na yon, pag mag-move na yung minute hand by 15 minutes, then the hour hand also correspondingly move somewhere here. And in this red hands, red colored hands, the number of minutes that the minute hand is behind by the hour hand is 1/2 to the number of minutes that it is behind by the hour hand in this position. Position na to. Okay? Sige. So, ibalik muna natin, ha? Balik muna natin. Sige. So, yan. Initial time. Then, this is now the time required. So, from 9 o'clock, the minute hand has moved by X minutes. So, correspondingly, the minute hand or the hour hand has moved X over 12. And then, we have now the 15 minutes na. So, from this time, 15 minutes from this, so ito na yan. So, correspondingly, nag-move naman ang hour hand ng 15 over 12. Okay lang? So, pag mag-move siya ng 15 minutes, yung minute hand, correspondingly, the hour hand moves by 15 over 12. Okay? And, in the first position, ito, the minute hand is behind by the hour hand by Y minutes. Y number of minutes. No, we do not know why. Then, in the red hands, in which the minute hand has moved by 15 minutes, the minute hand now is behind by half as far as Y. So, this is Y over 2. Okay, kuha niyo na. Sige. So, what time is it now? So, we need the value X. So, anong una nating pwedeng ma-form na equation? Okay. So, I will have the number of minutes. So, we have here X na. Then, we have here Y. Kita niyo ba? Then, we have here 45. Then, this is X over 12. So, siguro I can say this, ha? So, X minutes plus Y minutes, ha? X minutes plus dy is equal to 45 plus X over 12. Kita niyo? Ha? X and then Y equal to 45 plus X over 12. So, from this equation, I can express Y in terms of X, ha? So, Y is equal to 45 minus 11X over 12. I will call it equation 1. Okay. Now, I have also the distance from this point up to the red hour hand. So, take note, this is X plus 15 and plus Y over 2. Kita niya? From the 12 o'clock mark to the red hour hand. So, X plus 15 plus X plus 15 plus Y over 2. So, I have that here. So, X plus Y plus 15 plus Y over 2. And that is equal to 45 plus X over 12 plus 15 over 12. So, still, from the minute hand up to the red, or from the 12 o'clock mark up to the red hour hand. So, we have 45 plus X over 12 plus 15 over 12. Then, we can have this equation. So, I will call this equation 2. And then, I can substitute Y here. So, substitute equation 1 to equation 2. So, 11X over 6 plus Y, which is 45 minus 11X over 12, equal to 125 over 2. And from this, X is equal to 19.09. So, therefore, the time is 19.09. Okay? So, clock problems na. Next, we have age problems. Okay, so this is about the relationship of the ages of two or more persons na. Okay. So, ano bang diskarte in order to solve age problems? So, first, take note of the tenses na. So, tenses of the problem. So, when we have the words was, were, ago, last, so this denotes past condition. When you have is, are, now, this denotes present condition. And if you have will be, hence, in any years, this denotes future condition. Okay? Then, for beginners, kung nagbegin ka lang ng pag-solve ng age problems, better if you use table, so tabulate ages, so the purpose here is to represent the ages in the present, in the past, in the future, depending on the given in the problem. So let us say I have here two persons, A and B. So I have here the present ages, past ages, and future ages. So let us say if A is X years old now and B is Y years old now, then in the past, let us say M years ago, so A was X minus M years old and B was Y minus M years old. In the future, we have also A will be X plus N years old and B will be Y plus N years old. Okay? So after we have represented the ages, we can now form the equation. So how to form the equation? Simply compare ages of the two persons. Usually, ages of the same time are to be compared. So it can be in the present or in the past or in the future. Okay. So to illustrate, we have here, Anna is 3 times as old as Mary. 3 years ago, she is 4 times as old as Mary. Find the sum of their ages. Okay. So we can represent the ages. So we have present and then past. 3 years ago, Anna is. So present, then 3 years ago. So we have past. So we can tabulate their ages. So Anna is 3 times as old as Mary. So in the present, we can represent the age of Mary as X and the age of Anna 3x. Then 3 years ago in the past, Mary was X minus 3 years old and Anna was 3x minus 3 years old. So after that, we can now form the equation. So we have 3 years ago, she, meaning Anna, she is 4 times as old as Mary. So find the sum of their ages. So to form the equation, we will use the past ages. These ages. So that is, in the past, this age of Anna is 3 times compared to the age of Mary. So we have here, 3x minus 3 is equal to 4. I mean 4 times. 4, hindi 3. 4 times x minus 3. Okay? So, in the past, Anna's age was 4 times Mary's age. So, we have here. So, we can solve for x, and that is 9 years old. So, that is Mary. So, for Anna, that is 3 times of x. So, that is 27. So, for the question, find the sum of their ages. So, the sum of their ages is 36. So, 9 plus 27. Okay. Next problem you have here. 8 years ago, the sum of the ages of Boy and Kaloy was 28. 5 years from now, Kaloy's age will be equal to twice Boy's age, less than 36. How old is Kaloy now? Okay. So, we can tabulate their ages now. So it's better to tabulate their ages so that we can easily represent their ages in the present, the past, and in the future. So we have here, Boy and Kaloy. So at present, hindi natin alam. So we will represent Boy's age by X and Kaloy's age by Y. So 8 years ago, so Boy was X minus 8 years old. Kaloy was Y minus 8 years old. And in the future, 5 years from now, So boy will be x plus 5 years old. Kaloy will be y plus 5 years old. Okay. So form now the equation. 8 years ago, the sum of the ages of boy and Kaloy was 28. So meaning, we will make use of the past ages. So if you add the past ages, that will be equal to 28. So x minus 8 plus y minus 8 equal to 28. So we have x plus y equal to 44. Then next, 5 years from now, meaning the future ages. Kaloy's age will be equal to twice boy's age, less than 36. So paano ba yan? So Kaloy's age will be equal to twice boy's age, less than 36. So that is y plus 5 is equal to twice of x plus 5 minus 36. Then we can solve for the second equation, or we can form the second equation. Okay? So, two equations to announce, we can substitute. Now, y in the first is 44 minus x. So, substituting, we have here, and we can solve for x equal to 25. What is the question? How old is Kaloy? So, Kaloy is y, na? So, we substitute 1. So, substitute to equation 1. So, Kaloy is 19 years old. Okay? Problem number 3. Mary is 24 years old. Mary is twice as old as Anna was when Mary was as old as Anna is now. How old is Anna? Okay. So, we can tabulate ages na. So, solution. So, Mary is 24. So, this is present, na? Mary is 24. And then, how old is Anna? So, the question is the present age of Anna. Then we have the statement, Mary is twice as old as Anna was when Mary was as old as Anna is now. Yan. Okay? So, paano ba to? Anong klaseng English to? Okay. So, tingnan natin, ha? So when we write, or the statement, Mary is twice as old as Anna was when Mary was as old as Anna is now. So itong first, Mary is twice as old as Anna was, means that the present age of Mary is twice to the past age of Anna. Mary is twice as old as Anna was. So meaning in the past. So, tingnan natin, ha? So, the present age of Mary is twice to the past age of Anna. So, meaning, this 24 is twice to the age here. So, if this is twice to this, so meaning, this is 12. Kuha nyo? So, the present age of Mary is twice to the past age of Anna. And then we have, when Mary was as old as Anna is now. So this means that the past age of Mary is equal to the present age of Anna. So the past age of Mary equal to the present age of Anna. So if this is x here, the past age of Mary is also equal to x. So Mary is twice as old as Anna was when Mary was as old as Anna now. Again, Mary is twice as old as Anna was when Mary was as old as Anna now. Okay, so yan na yan. So, we can now form the equation. So, to form the equation here, we will not compare ages, but we will make use of the number of years from past to present. So, from x to 24, so we have here number of years. That is also equal to the number of years from 12 to x. So, we have here the equation, 24 minus x is equal to x minus 12. And then we can solve for x, that is equal to 18. Okay lang? Okay. So this problem number 4 for age problem is very much similar to that of number 3. Huh? We have only a difference of one word. Okay. So kung basahin mo, ito yung problem na. Okay. But how about if I will make a change of this word? Instead of S, I will make this as was. Kita? Na? Originally, it is na. And then now, for problem number 4, I will change that to was. So the statement now or the problem is, Mary is 24 years old. Mary was twice as old as Anna was when Mary was as old as Anna is now. How old is Anna? Okay. So again, start with the representation. So how will we represent? So, Mary is 24. Same lang, no? How old is Anna? X. Pero ito na yan. So, the statement, Mary was twice as old as Anna was. No? Mary was twice as old as Anna was. So, meaning, the past age of Mary is twice to the past age of Anna. So, wala tayong makukuha dyan, no? So, the past age of Mary equal to the past age of Anna. Pero, if we continue, Mary was twice as old as Anna was when Mary was as old as Anna is now. Diba? This means that the past age of Mary is equal to the present age of Anna. No? So, the past age of Mary equal to the present age of Anna. So also, this is X. And then, tingnan natin ha. Mary was twice as old as Anna was when Mary was as old as Anna now. So meaning day, in the past, when Mary was as old as Anna now, this Mary's past age is twice to the past age of Anna. So if this is X, then this is X over 2. Kuha niyo? Okay na? So Mary was twice as old as Anna was when Mary was as old as Anna is now. Okay. So, nandiyan na yung mga ages natin. So, to form the equation, we will make use again of the number of years from past to present. So, we have here, 24 minus x is equal to x minus x over 2. And from that, x is equal to 16. Okay, so that is about age problems. Na?